will be there.
No,
Your
you
picture.
gotta understand how to get fried and print.
There you
And
go.
appropriate fried.
Let's get, let's, you know, that's a bit,
And because I trust the process of an independent tribunal, and I think you're misreading the subpoena issue, but really, I just wanted to say, there's a parade of imaginable horribles out there, and at a certain point you have to trust the process, like we all do when we go to court. These people can go down and file something with the newspaper without filing an ethics complaint in probably court. And they could file a civil complaint against you in court, and we've all had clients who have done that. But we all trust the process to prevent abuses, and it's more trustworthy the more independent it is. And since we have an independent tribunal here, I think we can repose great trust that those kind of abuses won't occur.
thank you. Let's get back to the 2 minute, and then, but if you want to speak more than once, I'll certainly allow you. We're supposed to be out here by 9. So Senator, do you want to go next?
Sure.
We're all representatives, sorry.
Haven't been elevated yet to the House of Lords. Ben Ferry, Legislative District 2.
From Box Elder County.
I think the document that you've constructed will create more problems than you're trying to resolve. In reality, it'll create an inquisition. You say there's fair and balance there, but how can it be fair balance when the people who make the claims can continue to pursue and investigate the complaints on their part, and then later it says that the proven risk of non-persuasion in relation to this case shall shift to such legislator, and such legislator must show by preponderance of evidence that the legislator did not commit the violation. Reality, once the complaint is filed, then the commission should chase it without input from either end, but my rights should be protected. But you shift the burden of proof. That is not fair justice. That's guilty until proven innocent. Furthermore, when you look at personal benefit and personal partisan interests and so forth, there's probably not a thing that we do legislatively to try and help our districts that does not make someone else upset. For example, the building in Brigham City, getting that acquired for the education of my community, for getting the water line, and we get Procter & Gamble to come to Box Elder County, which right now is a godsend given all the layoffs. The construction of the barriers going up Sardine Canyon, and now within the last 2 weeks helping Mendon get water loans and things of that nature to help mitigate the problem they have now with the discovery library. Because every one of those situations, you call up somebody in government, you call up somebody in the community, whatever the case be, to help them. But when Senator Hilliard calls a member of Utah government, and they know he's the appropriations chair, do you think they don't listen? I could have someone accuse me or senator of wielding undue influence in that situation, because there are losers and winners in every situation. In the Mendon situation, that's 2 weeks old, they had problems, but they didn't understand how it worked. And within 4 or 5 phone calls, we've got things rolling, so it helps. But there's some people who are going to be upset because they have a problem that they created. So can they file a complaint against me and go get the dog catcher too? There's 3 people. Not to reiterate the things that Senator Hilliard said, but you're going to create more problems than you solve. Controlled individuals. I mean, unless you're asleep and you never graduated from elementary school, if you have any abilities, you will eventually grow to have some way of controlling interest in other entities. You won't ever develop any skills. The biggest problem I have with what you have is those who constructed this referendum, in my opinion, don't understand the Administrative Rules of Procedure. I'm the past chair of the Administrative Rules. Administrative Rules has now promulgated, we've changed all statutes that no administrative rules may be promulgated with exceptions of 3 areas that will recommend a felony. You may not promulgate a rule that will expose a person to a felony. You're in violation of state statute. Furthermore, the legislature is the one entity that can sunset any administrative rule that your ethics commission will promulgate. I mean, that's poorly thought out. Furthermore, when you have a situation where you're saying that the legislature must fund you adequately, define adequately, a minimum of $472,000, and then it comes out of lead research, and then our fees come out of lead research's budget, when in reality, lead research statutorily is our council. And you're trying to change statute contrary to that, and if so, you did not reference a statute. It was poorly constructed. I just think you have more problems than you're trying to solve, and you're creating an imposition.
Someone like respond? If not, we'll go, do you folks have anything you'd like to say? I know.
No, I haven't read the bill.
Yeah, Lyle asked me if I read it, I said no. You're kidding me. You don't know how I got involved with this,
I could have a point of
Representative, so you need to be careful before you impugn me.
I could have.
I'll tell you, I wanna tell you, so that I'm not, I just retired as a teacher administrator for Logan City Schools, having spent over 30 years here. Started San Juan High School a long, long time ago. I retired, my second son is a football coach in Star Valley, Wyoming. Part of my retirement now is I'm helping him coach. I received a phone call from someone who said, we can't find anyone to moderate the public hearing. Teresa Tyre gave us your name. We're pleading with you, you're last on our list. How does that make you feel? I said, I'll do it, but I'm supposed to be in Star Valley, so I postponed by 2 days. So when you say you're kidding me, I guess I feel bad that I haven't read the bill. But all that I know is what I've gleaned over the past few weeks. I haven't been home. So anyway,
One step
so I'm not
further would be,
kidding you.
We could have been asking the scoutmaster and said, by the way.
No, I've
you
already
turned
done
down
that.
5
I've
times,
told
you're
them
the last
all.
one I can get to.
So that's where we are. So, you folks have anything?
I don't.
Okay, you, gonna hold you to 2 minutes, and then we'll go back around, and then
I
if
feel bad.
Representative Ferry wants to say anything, go ahead.
I feel badly because I'm sure this is being taped, and so it'll be played over, and we really haven't had the chance to really get in and develop just the actual wording, the implication, how it applies. Let me just add this on the finances. I checked this today to make sure. The Judicial Conduct Commission, which has done an excellent job in keeping everything confidential, they handle myriads of complaints. Everybody who's, not everybody, but people who are unhappy with the judge's decision files a complaint with the Judicial Conduct Commission. They have a commission of 7, they have investigators, they have an executive director. Their budget was $250,000. So when I see this budget at almost $500,000, double that, and then I see they can hire new people or get volunteers. As a lawyer, I love the provision that you pay attorney fees. And it doesn't say who calculates them, how you figure them out. It just says the state will be responsible for reasonable attorney fees, whatever that is. And for a lawyer or firm, and so you more than one. But I guess my conclusion on that very thing is I've had 2 experiences in the state where we've not tried to limit attorney fees. One involved the investigation of Utah Power and Light by a grand jury, and that cost us well over $1 million, and probably closer to $2 million for the 2 private attorneys who ran that investigation. We ended up with a couple of minor misdemeanors on the thing. $2 million. And I'm telling you, it's not gonna be pretty in this legislative session. And you're gonna talk about $100,000 you're gonna want here and $100,000 here in all of these areas. I sit there every day in the legislature talking to group after group who just plead with me not to cut them any further. And so if we end up with a $2 million bill because of something that's going on here, the other one is the tobacco settlement. We end up paying those Salt Lake attorneys about $9 or $10 million out of the tobacco settlement because of a contract signed by Jan Brigham. And we really had no way out of it. That money could have been spent for drug courts, CHIP, all of that. Money was gone. They did almost nothing as far as. So we talk about the reasonable fees. As a budget chairman, I get chills when I see that because I know there's no limit, no control to it. And although you say it's very, very laudable, even if the guy's found guilty, the full attorney fees are paid. I say, wait a minute, there's got to be something wrong with that.
Alan, do you want to respond to that?
There are some things that, as I look through it, that are important. We as the legislature, and speak for myself, and maybe Senate and third, we frown significantly, heavily upon people who, for lack of a better term,